man, this is awesome. So this is a brand new synth, and you made it, right?
That's right. Brand new synthesizer, 70s discrete analog circuit, all analog sound with a modern digital interface.
So you seem kind of young to build synthesizers. Where did you get your inspiration from?
Well, as many things in life, I kind of take my inspiration from, how I wish things were, and I kind of wished I had a discrete analog synthesizer that could play more than one note at a time, but turns out those are pretty rare these days.
So take me through the specifications, how many voices, what's going on here?
Basically we got 6 voices, and it's exactly the same circuitry as the 70s Oberheim polyphonic synthesizers. The only difference is, today we have surface mount components, so machines can assemble them. So it's hopefully going to be a lot less expensive than, in the 70s with all the hand-assembled through-hole boards. But the sound, the materials of every capacitor, and the manufacturer of every transistor is the same as Oberheim used on the OBX in 1979.
That's awesome. So it looks really different as well. What kind of gave you the idea for this?
Well, a lot of people come and look at it and say, Star Trek, it's got that kind of retro-futuristic look to it. And I think really it all ties back to the functionality of when you touch one of these encoders, you can see the value in that bar. I mean, look at the precision on the cutoff here. We're using the highest resolution digital encoders available for the smoothest and most precise interface. And so we're able to wrap this all analog transistor signal path with a fully modern, forward-thinking interface. It's a lot different than what you're seeing with modular synthesizers and other synthesizers today. So
have you got the same variable type VCF in there? To explain the fit? Is it the same kind of filter as in the Oberheim, or?
Yeah. So we basically each VCO is saw wave and pulse wave. The only wave shaping is a typical pulse width control from 50 to 90% pulse width. That's all you got for the 2 VCOs. The second one can be synchronized, and it can be soft or loud. We didn't go for a traditional mixer because what they had in the OBX was soft, loud, on and off. And the filter is the original 12 decibel per octave, 2-pulse state variable low pass filter. We even used the original silver mica capacitors to obtain that precise resonance. Exactly what you hear on this kind of. Now the Curtis envelopes they initially used, that chip was long discontinued, but we're able to use a digital emulation with 32-bit integer processing to simulate the original Curtis profile in real time on each voice card. Each voice card has its own digital processor, so while all the sound is analog, the control voltages are generated from digital routines.
Right, okay.
So if we've even simulated the variance in between individual envelope generators. So on this patch, if I were to crank up this attack time, watch this. Can add some spread between the envelopes, we get this effect. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to, this transistor signal path, is just that fizzy sound that you don't even have to do anything. You just sit down at it and it gives you it right away.
That's great, man. So, I mean, presumably these are prototypes already in production. What's your plan for this?
Well, we got 2 prototypes here. We've had them for about 3.5 days. Got a black one, we got a red one. We're planning to go into production, but I guess it comes down to making sure we have enough interest that we can actually make this thing.
Yeah, well, it looks absolutely great. I mean, what kind of price point are you aiming to get this out at, do you think?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we got 3,000 transistors in here. We got an all-glass front panel, handcrafted wood sides with top and bottom bars machined from single blocks of aluminum. We're hoping to retail at $34.99. It may be a challenge to hit that price point, but we're gonna see what we can do.
Yeah, have you got, I know you were moving some presets over. Have you got some more sounds you could just let us listen to?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Do you have some more sounds we could hear?
To be honest, I've programmed in 3 presets, just did them basically the past day. And I mean, this last one, this is one of my favorites. It shows off the layering capability, unlike the original Oberheim OBX, and unlike the other polyphonic analog synthesizers available today that use VCOs, we can actually layer 2 sounds at the same time. So if we start out with this bell sound, something like this, then we can actually layer on top of that. You just hit a system up here and hit dual. You can layer that sound with another sound. So you got...
Yeah, like a little string, sort of muted string thing
Exactly,
as well, yeah.
bells and strings. So if I were to open up the cutoff then on that, we got...
It looks really beautiful, and I wish you every success with it. I mean, what are your, when are you hoping to kind of get more out in the world?
Well, we're planning to make 5 prototypes as soon as possible. Hopefully get them out to some beta testers and maybe some magazines to review this thing. If we can get enough interest, we're ready to ship this thing, you know, take some pre-orders summer 2016 and hopefully ship, summer 2017, hopefully ship by the summer of 2017.
So where can people find out more about this and keep an eye on things?
Well, shearelectronics.com. We got a website, we got an email. So I mean, if this sounds cool to you, if it looks cool to you, you know, got any questions about it, just our email's on the website, put your name down on the waiting list.
You started this when you were like 15
Yeah,
years
so
old, right?
when I was 15, I basically told myself, you know, not knowing much about this, I'm not gonna stop until I have a working prototype. And this all was, you know, in my imagination at the time. But, you know, we would get circuit boards printed, you know, a $200 circuit board printed, and then we'd put the stuff on with tweezers, and we would reflow the solder on a $12 electric skillet. And, you know, it worked. It took 8 voice cards to get one that powered on, but here we are today with something that sounds just exactly like the original Oberheim stuff, to my ears anyway. And I think it's just, it's a tremendous synthesizer, in my opinion.
Great, thank you very much.
Yeah.